Alright guys, welcome back to the game of the day. I've got a pretty busy day today, so I haven't really had much time to play, get you good stuff. So, yay, I guess these unnecessary disclaimers on every single video will continue. We're here, a bonus clip right now. This is the start of Legacy. We don't really care about our matchups and things too much. We've just come out the gate. There's a crossing ranger. I throw some harass on him. I see that he's already been hit hard enough and the mid-fight needs some assistance. So I move on up. This is actually, I think this bonus clip is from before yesterday's game as well, right? Like, basically I want to clear out my hard drive. So we go for the mid-fight. I look for the Scourge. Again, mechanically in the moment, I think there's a lot of questionable things I do here. I blow Distort really early. I don't use my 4 on the sword well. I juke up here with Jaunt. So we can get some easy kills. We give ourselves stability for a stomp. I could have blinked over to that body there, or jaunted over to that body mid-stomp. There'll be a lot of fun things you can see I can do with that as I get more used to the build. Having phase retreat, jaunt, and blink is kind of insane. And so here I'm trying to cap and rot the body. I realize that the body actually needs cleave on it. And we're rotting the Necro. So we win the mid-fight. The bonus clip is really what happens after. So if you notice, this is a great opening for us. We got the good far point harass. We stopped their cross really quickly. We scored our node. We won the mid-fight. They got a renew on our close. So I get a decision, where do I want to go after this? I'm typing in chat. I'm not sure actually who that was to. But so I decided to drop the portal. And I go for far in the end. Because the ranger there's already 2v1'd. I make sure on beach that they've not got any crosses though. I have the portal at mid and I move over here. So the real team fight is over here. Respawning enemies are going to be coming over here. I'm a bit late really. But so I move on in. We Chaos Storm over our body trying to score some interrupts. They knock the body away. I go for a res, but it's never going to happen. I take some massive cleave here. And so at this point, I could immediately portal out. Okay, which I think during Season 9 on Mesmer, I would have pretty much instantly. But because I've been playing a lot of Fresh Air Rally, obviously, I know I can... This build's like way tankier than a Fresh Air Rally. Why port immediately? There's no reason to port immediately. We control them and hold them here for a while we reinforce the other nodes, or as you can actually see, our respawns come in. So, I am currently 1v3, or I was 1v3, the engineer's leaving, so I'm 1v2, and so I'm going to kite out up here, so I take the Blurred Frenzy up here, I accidentally proc an ambush, so here, I make this jump. When you come up this side of the cliff, I don't know if I've ever properly described, but there's a slight jump that you have to make here, and you need a net 25% movement speed to make this. So in combat with swiftness is enough to do the jump, but it's tricky. Out of combat with like any of the 25% modifiers is fine. Really, a dodge jump is what everyone's going to recommend you do. I did not have that net benefit. I didn't have swiftness, and I had cripple, and I had combat penalty, but I dodge roll, which doesn't actually dodge roll me anymore, but it gives me super speed for a split second so I can make the jump. I don't need good timing on a jump dodge. I can just do it at my leisure, and that's what you saw me do there on the Mirage. It's kind of like baby mode for kite spots. So I come up here, he fails the jump, which you can almost... I mean, honestly, this is not snobbishness or whatever. If you play ranked, even at the highest levels on NA, I don't know about EU yet, but you can pretty much have an 85 to 90% chance that no one will follow you to any of these spots. So he fails the jump. I come over. Here, I actually jaunt forwards, which makes me look like a total noob. But, and I don't know my actual thinking, but I'm going to defend myself here. I'm guessing I'm testing to see whether when you're already up, you get a valid path to other areas of the cliff, okay? Or I'm a moron, you can decide. This is game of the day, you can verify my moron. Yeah, actually, there are 3 of them here. No, actually, no, I think it's clones. So, at this point, I notice, okay, that they're both low. And I'm in a 2v1. I was just doing this to sustain and waiting for one. No, there are 3, yeah. So, this is the thief, right? Because we were being jumped by the thief, he can't blink to us or whatever. I was just doing this to sustain until they either have to leave or actually be good at the game and kill me, and then I can take the fight. And if worst case scenario, I can still always portal out the second that mid is contested. It's not contested for now. What's going through my mind right now is this thief's going to leave and he's going to go for a decap and I'll port out at that point. But at the moment I'm thinking that, and I'm standing up here, ooh, guys, this 3v1 that was established a second ago, this is suddenly looking pretty juicy for me. These guys are pretty low. The thief is still watching me. So he's turned around. So we know we can't drop off yet and do anything. The thief decides to leave. He could blink back in. And look at this off-point pressure with the staff. Beautiful. Super beautiful. The Necro is alive, but only just. We take an ambush, but we miss the interrupt. And we get hit by the downstate Mesmer's rogue. So I stand here now. Because yes, I have 2 bodies. Yes, this is all very exciting, but my heal's on cooldown. My Distort isn't up. I'm actually kind of scared. This spot here is a no port spot, so thieves cannot jump immediately up to me with their swords, with their steels, or even with an infiltrator's arrow. They have to like get a bit more of an awkward shot and then walk over to me. So I just stand here to be sure for a second. And I now notice on the post commentary, the thief was jumped by my allies on the road, so he's dead. I didn't see that in the moment. We drop the staff 3, and we get what was actually just sustaining on the cliff into a 2v1, which continues our enormous lead, and then the game probably gets really bad, which is why it's not the game of the day. And yeah, so there you go. That's bonus clip. Let's get into the game of the day itself. It's a Capricorn game. Obviously, because it's off-season. I said mid-season yesterday. Because it's off-season, there's actually a lot I could do for Spirit Watch, which is an unranked match. And we could show off some stuff. I have been playing Spirit Watch again, but the thing is, I don't have any interesting games on it just yet. So we will have to see. But yeah, so you'll notice my comp here. I have 2 thieves, another Mesmer, and me with a single holo. So we have like, I don't know what the holo build is. Again, one of my big beliefs of what PvP needs is on this screen. This is not really where I should describe this, but I believe that on PvP, when you are at the gate and actually sustaining through the game, we should see icons representing each of the 3 specializations people are using. That would let me know if this guy was SD, it would let me know if he was explosives, it would let me know if he was running inventions, and I'd know like what kind of what playstyle to expect from him. It would let me know if these guys are Deadeyes or PP thieves or SD thieves or DP thieves. It's really important in the game at this point, and it's weird. It's like sometimes the devs like give you that blatant information and sometimes they don't, and it's got nothing to do with balance. It's just an artifice. Like, you know whether you're fighting a blood necro or a curses necro just by the existence or absence of vampiric presence. And, like, that's really good to use, but why is Blood Necro essentially intelligence nerfed, socially engineering nerfed, while other builds aren't, right? Like, it's just not consistent. We need an icon for each team. But anyway, that's a topic for another video. So basically what I know here, at least, is this is like a bully comp. We have to push really hard, really fast. We have to get the nodes, and then we have to hit them on the roads very heavily. We need to be aggressing a lot. We need to be intercepting a lot. And we need to hope to God that they're bad at the game. This is an okay-ish map to have a lot of mobility on because it's actually a big map. So you can out-rotate easier than them, essentially. And also the mechanic is kind of... it's a lot like Temple of the Silent Storm, where while this mechanic is up, our team members can use our immense mobility to decap everything else and then focus on that. Or punish them, or even full cap and, you know, counter cap, essentially, while they tunnel vision for the bell. And again, I don't really think this is a very good game. It's got one moment that's alright. Aside from that, we'll see how we play. So I get on the node, I score some early cap, questionable play. In fact, I think I'm AFK at this opening mid. I genuinely think I was alt-tabbed AFK at this opening mid. There's no way I would have normally done that. So anyway, we get pressured, we're hit pretty hard, we cover with a Chaos Storm on top of ourselves. We've got our Phantasms and stuff up. Actually, that's a lot of our allied ones. We're just looking to see who we can pressure. The target is over there on the Necro right now. We take a burst on him. We're actually killing this Necro. If we can get him down, it's really crazy because it's actually like we win this team fight, or it feels like at this moment. I can't really take that pressure. If I'd been better, I would have staff, phase retreated, jaunted for the stomp. I didn't. They stealth the body. They get the res. Looking up at this point, I'm sort of throwing like haze onto the node. Nothing really interesting mechanically, but I'm noticing here that there's like basically a mini 1v1 going up on the side. And right about now, I watch my guy heals with a withdraw, and he heals as well. And it looks sort of like he might be winning it, right? I think that's a soul beast, and that heal is probably Troll Unguent, so his health's going to go up as well. But the big health bars let me do that. So anyway, back to the node. Obviously, we've been throwing haze. This soul beast gets low. We pressure him on the roads. We consider rotting him or letting someone else deal with it, but that's a silly idea. I mess up my ambush. Yeah, this is all pretty gross. If I ambushed there, this stomp would have gone through. I used my F3 as well, but I was standing next to the ranger's body instead of the hollow. So the days, because this build, all this crazy might, right? We have this might. What we've sacrificed for this is stronger shatters, okay? So what's basically happened here is Normally, you would expect this to be AoE, and the last iteration of a Mirage build I was running, it was AoE. And because I'm getting used to this version, I'm not used to, like, what I actually had to do there is I was stood here, I needed to jaunt to the hollow, and then I needed to do this. I probably felt a bit of extra pressure because blinds were rolling around, maybe. And, you know, I don't want to go into this wall, so it was a little bit tricky. But anyway, the main mistake was I get an interrupt on my sword ambush, and I failed that. So they get an easy res. I'm punished there for being a bad player, frankly. That could have been an easy stomp and killing this hollow very quick, and it wasn't. So now, anyway, I'm 2v1 on the road. We kill the hollow again. But we're scared, we're pretty low. I'm so pressured here, I can't really stop that res. I know that the ranger's not doing anything, but even the pet pressures the hell out of me. So we're just trying to lower as much damage as possible. Here I did drop my sword 5. If this was maybe like half a second later, the sword 5 would have slammed this. I would have had a triple mind rack over the body, and we would have done insane damage. But really gross stuff. They get another thing. The mind rack lands afterwards, and the hollow goes down again. Now I've been plussed by the thief. The mid-fight wasn't even secured, and I'm upset about that. So I'm just pushing away. I'm all out. I know I'm all out. So we blink away. The thief comes towards us, and we come up onto this pot because it's no port. I also make sure I throw the Phantasm 3, which is heavy range pressure. And then what I'm going to do is kite to the back of the pot as well. Because he can blink to us. It will just put it and he'll steal and stuff. And he'll get the boons. He'll get... So a thief stealing to you on a Mesmer is really, really, really bad, okay? Because he gets this thing called Plasma, which gives him every boon in the game. And he'll be able to drink it twice because he's running improvisation. So we really don't want that. So I'm actually going to stand to the back of the pot here as well. I don't know whether it will work. We do watch him come in, I think, in a second. He's obviously not interested in me. We're now aware he's interested in my low hollow. So I'm actually offering pills for the hollow. This means I can get off of the node. I don't. I double tap the sword 4, which is a daze. I'm trying... There you go, and I get it. I get the interrupt. I've noticed that they're all so intent on the hollow, they've zerged away from the node. So I take new... I shouldn't go for full cap here. I'm scared that I will. I'm scared that I will... No, I guess it's because I knew that they would just be coming back in, right? So why not just stand here? And I'm pretty sure I can fight this guy. I trigger my Phantasm 3 out of range. So I miss a huge amount of pressure. So all these little plays that I could be doing better. We get the shatter. We blink in. Swordsman's up. We go for an interrupt. Another shatter. He's down. Obviously, I had the pressure of my friend. That guy gets on the node. I should port now. Yeah, I'm going to port, and I'm going to go harass far, which is what I've been flirting with for ages. So this is what I really want. So here comes another ranger. All these rangers. Here, I think you're actually going to see me press B just to see how many rangers they have on their team. Or I will at some point in this game, because I'm like, why am I constantly fighting rangers? Anyway, they're not hard to fight, though. These builds aren't hard to fight. So even as newbie as I am right now, we can make plays. This is a really, really good moment here because it's a lot like in the other game where I have a portal to bail out, and if I get low, I've got cool kiting that I can do on all these crates and things. So we're going to take this fight, and we're basically, my mindset right now is I'm testing what my sustain is, what I can get away with, how long I can stay on these things. Like, this is very much testing the water for me right now, finding out what the potency of the build is. You know, if I was on fresh air right now, I would have the game plan set up already. I'd know exactly what to expect. So I've been plussed. I've got 2 rangers here. This one's really low. At this moment, I know I'm on a ticking time bomb. The node is never what I've been caring about. Really, I'm on a ticking time bomb. I need to kill this guy now before this guy wises up and I get properly 2v1 down. But he's starting to sustain. So we're racing for a kill here. I'm not very good at chasing people on this build right now. I'm not very good. So maybe I could have blink mind racked, but none of my none of my clones would be there. The warlock would be delayed as well. And then he's just going to kite around on these. So in the moment, I decided not to go for that after he swooped away. But looking back at this, it's interesting seeing a single Greatsword 3 is enough to push me off, even when I still have mobility up. So, I don't know. Maybe a misplay. I decide to keep this newt, though. That guy's pressured off. I'm looking around. I'm, like, deciding. And all this insane freaking emote. It really frustrates me. I've been emoted so hard here. And the line of sight, like, the literal, like, line of sight here, made it hard for me to blink up. So I don't manage to secure the newt. It's now double cap against us. My portal's just turned off as well, so this has gone south very quickly. The other ranger has come back, and I've noticed that immediately, so I can't take this 2v1 back-to-back after scaring one of them off. I have to come kite. I choose this kite for the LOS around the boxes. I juke this guy to fall down. He's not been playing well at all. I jump on the box just to be careful of the thing. And then the other ranger, who's now got full cap, he uses his Greatsword 3, flies past me and cleaves me through the box. So, probably the better kite was up here. But I'm not entirely sure. And this guy's obviously salty because I've been running circles around him. And so, yeah, a really unfortunate time with the portal and stuff. Maybe my mistake was not pushing. If I'd pushed the chase, I not only would have been aggressive play, but it would have been a defensive play at the same time, because what I actually would have been doing is peeling away from the second ranger, the full health ranger, the enemy ranger on his node that was still super healthy. So here I'm looking at my team and I'm like, oh yeah, right, I've been holding 2 of their team by myself. The rest of my allies outnumber the enemies, therefore. What have they done with it? Nothing. They've got a neutralized mid node and they've lost close. And as you saw on spawn here, I sort of mouse over my team, and it's like I'm remembering that my comp is really bad, right? If we don't have map control, we're damn well not going to get it very easily. I don't like the look of this team fight, I guess, so I portal and I push out. Thief's chasing me. I'm not scared of the thief. None of these 1v1s really scare me. And I kind of, let me just be clear as well, right? Like, I'm basically being a druid in this game. I'm constantly harassing their fire and stuff, and quite often having it new. And I'll have this instantly new as well, because he's a thief, right? But, and you might think, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You're a skirmisher. Here's the thing. We're a bit more of a rounded out skirmisher, so we can do this. And here's the other important thing. In this composition, it's kind of important that I do this, and I create opportunities for my thieves to plus me. My death in the 2v1 earlier is regrettable, and I could have played better around it. But there's another side to the story. The other side to the story is I'm creating opportunities for all the other fucking skirmishes I have, and none of them capitalized on it. So, like, it's important I create opportunities for the rest of my team here. And this is a build, unlike a fresh early, this is a build that can do that with confidence, right? Extreme confidence on this map. So here I chain the block. He uses lastness into it, and obviously it's unblockable, and he gets nice big meaty damage. I think he stole in the middle of that as well, so I'm expecting him to have plasma. We wasted defender. We climb onto the boxes because he can't blink onto us. The hollow, obviously we've been plussed again here. I'm actually extremely comfortable and safe right now, guys, seriously, because I have portal to get out. He's on short bow. The second he swaps to short bow, I jump down. Because even though that puts me into more danger with the hollow, the fact he's on short bow means he can't really aggress me very well. So there's the plasma being eaten. And look, he's still just walking around on short bow. He can't really do anything. We're just going to have to line of sight and things. I move back towards mid to get in range. Okay, so here's why I picked this as the game of day. I moved back towards mid with the jaunt to establish the portal, which was otherwise out of range. Right now, I'm thinking I'll distort and go through the portal. But in the next second, the next like couple of frames, I notice this guy's walking off. And my plan just changed in literally that little moment. I notice he's walking off, and I reason something. He might believe, completely foolishly, he might believe that I am a clone right now. And that I've already gone through the portal. And he knows that there's a mid-fight going on. He also might believe that this really is me, but that if he comes in, I'll just delay as long as possible and then press F. I might like have a blood frenzy or something, and then I'll go through and he's wasting his time. He also might believe that he's done enough damage to me that the nearby hollow can kill me. On all of these accounts, he's wrong. And so he's trying to leave, and instead of going through the portal, I think, okay, I'll just stand still, perfectly still. I won't do anything in case he thinks I'm the clone thing, which would be crazy, but just in case. I keep my autos, and then I phase retreat off. I verify that he's still walking off. I let the portal dissipate. Now we're in danger mode. The thief might come back, so I blink away from the thief. I come towards the box, because if the thief is coming back, then I can jump onto it. And we can keep 2 of them here. And it looks like the thief's gone. So, alright. I know we were just 2v1'd. I know we've been pressured for ages. I'll take a 1v1 on a hollow. So, yeah, we kill the hollow extremely easily. And, so that's kind of funny, like a bit of a portal juke thing, I guess, there. So the hollow dies. I finally win my node. I don't have portal up. I decided to take the full cap because the other active engagement is on the other side of the map. And if I take full cap, I can then run over and get the bell afterwards. And again, it's kind of a big map, actually, to be honest. So to get all the way over there. So I take full cap. I know the bell's going to be active, but if we're winning that other engagement, my team might go in there. Here I'm thinking, do I want to go bell or do I want to watch for the respawning hollow? Remember, a lot of players struggle with this, but just because you killed the hollow, he's not deleted. He's going to respawn. You're on fire. So here I stand here to make, because it was such an easy 1v1. I want him to come into this, right? This is a huge mistake from this enemy hollow. I want him to come in. So I'm actually standing here just in case he thinks I've walked off or something. I don't know. You never know with these little mind games. But so he's pushing it, so I'm pretty happy with this. Maybe he thinks, oh, he killed me, but I got lots of damage. I can do something. I always miss these shockwaves. So anyway, he does a lot of pressure to me. I've been plussed. Ranger's back in again. Hot just before I score my kill. What we're watching is a 2v1 potential of this build, right? So we get the Hollow down, pretty easy ambush, and Mind Rack. The Ranger is not capitalizing whatsoever. He wasn't very impressive before. He's not impressive now. He barrages, so I move out of range. Because he's barraging, I know he can't res. Here I take the ambush, but he had stab. He got 1 proc of immune, so I can't actually interrupt this res ongoing now. Okay, so what we're going to do instead is we're going to use the Sword 5, which is Crazy Body Cleave and the Blurred Frenzy. And when that rolls in... Where's the Sword 5? Oh, I cancel cast the Sword 5. This is a bad game. This is not a good game. Even still, though, look at the carry from the build, guys. Look at the carry. So this Ranger still can't res. He's still trying to. Like, get off. Stop resing, man. So we win a 2v1. We kill the Ranger instantly, but not the Hollow. Because the Hollow's not on node, and we can rot him for that extra juicy sustain. And he's self-resing, so we can deal with that. That's perfectly fine. The Ranger who accomplished nothing is salty that, that he's lost a 2v1. We dodge the, well, we actually, what's the words? We juke out the skill 2, so it doesn't land the projectile. We cleave it because we know we want to get moving to other areas of the map. I have a portal there anyway, right? So we can snowball something now. We've just killed 2 of them with 5v3 for the next 15 seconds, guys, with 5v3. And we have a portal. So nobody has to, like, waste time on a node. All of our team is invested. The 2 active engagements, our entire team is invested. None of us on respawn, 2 of them were. The guy gets on the node that I have the portal established at. We jaunt towards it. We open a portal. We get that in time, so he doesn't get the newt. On yesterday's game of the day, I did a big discussion about the merits of aggressively porting instead of defensively porting. And I was talking about reaction times, right? And I was talking about how the victory when you aggressively port, you port on a newt node, is holding it newt, while the victory when you defensively port is holding it flipped in our favor. Now, some of you guys might have listened to that discussion and thought, well, WP, why does it matter? You could just let it newt anyway, and surely that's just as much of a victory as the aggressive portal, right? You don't have to have the reaction times to hold it like this. And that's fine. That's a fair point. But the other side to that story is, on most maps, it's very easy for many builds to rotate from mid to close, or mid to far, or close to mid, far to mid. It's easy to do that and hold it newt without portal being used at all. Like, the point is, if it's newt, the time span we have to make it all the way from one place to another is now huge. And the truth is that if our goal was just to have it newt, we wouldn't run portal at all, really. Not in solo queues, in ranked, because portal's much stronger, obviously, and has so much more playmaking when you're in voice comms and stuff. But, like, you may as well just instead run illusory ambush in this slot. And your jaunts and ambushes and blinks and stuff will get you there anyway. A little bit slower, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be newt. So if the prize is having it newt when you owned it, don't run portal. You could do other things, right? Because you can't trust people to capitalize on your portal when you try and use it selflessly that much in unranked anyway. Sorry, in ranked, in solo queue anyway. So that's the thinking, right? Really, the benefit of having portal is to do this, is to keep it, not only contest it, not only win the 1v1, but actually to have it in your favor the whole time. That's the snap reaction that portal affords you if you have the reaction times for it, which often I don't, so I don't like defensive portals. I'll add that some of you might narrow down into what I just said and say, oh, WP thinks that illusory ambush is better than portal. I mean, for the specifics of this discussion and the discussion of offensive versus defensive portals, that's a point you can make. Overall, I still think portal's stronger because it's a free life and it's all these other things that lets you push wild things. So I'd still run portal anyway, but for that specific thing, that explains the logic there of the idea of the defensive versus the offensive. Hopefully that will make sense. Probably doesn't, but whatever. So that's the other side of the story from yesterday's video. No one in the comments actually, like, opened that discussion with me in the comments or asked that. But hopefully we'll. So yeah, we come in, we take an easy 1v1. The Hollow is back again. He's Elixir Ard. I'm racing against Elixir R for the stomp here. I don't get it. Which is really stupid of me, honestly. So here we go for the boxes again. And we're holding the 2v1 again. He pulls the pet away. He should have just left the pet. It would have killed me. The Hollow aggresses. I need to fight this, by the way, without the guy being able to free cast. But the guy is so, like, angry. He's not even newted. That's a free newt. He's so angry he's not even done that. He's like running over in stealth somewhere. I'm aware of this at the time. I don't really have too much other opportunity. There is another kite spot over these boxes, which I very rarely use, and my misplay is not going to that. I should be walking to that right now. If I walk to that right now, I win this 2v1. Two 2v1s in a row. But I don't. I get greedy for the hollow, and I let the ranger free cast on me. Still no pluses whatsoever, you'll notice. Not a single one. Actually, we got plus by a thief. I don't know when, but an enemy thief is bailing out of this node right now in a 3v1. I didn't even know that happened in the moment. Our thieves aren't ever doing anything. I'm happy to die here, though. We've done so much 2v1ing here and winning 2v1s that we have double caps secured on the map. You know, it's funny. I didn't want to do this as game of the day because I don't really play very well. But the funny thing is, we actually make some great stuff happen here. Finally, they come in. So now our thieves realize, oh, far point is a thing. They hold it newt. They're really, look how flighty they are. This is perfect. These last few frames, right? This is a great demonstration of like how thieves can't really team fight. They can push out kills when they have supplemental damage, and that's about it, really, right? Like that's why they're so skirmish heavy. Well, not all thieves builds, but most thieves builds. And the ones that seek not to be are always a little bit questionable or overshadowed by someone else in that slot. Some other build that exists in the meta in that slot. So anyway, we afford a little bit of pressure. I realized it was a dumb engagement. I should have gone mid, really. I go for the bell. The bell's worth 50 points because we scored one earlier as well. We're at 400. So if I win this bell for free, we get... we get bumped right near to the win of the game. And you'll notice I'm completely unaggressed on this bell. This is because if you actually look, there's hot seats everywhere on the rest of the map. Actually, the enemy full capping mid is making a misplay. Whoever that enemy is over there, they're playing bad. They should have aggressed me here. Stopping that bell go through was far more important than taking mid for a little while. And this is a 1v1 we know we can win. So we go in. It's an SD thief. He immediately plasmas. We're just playing defensive right now. Again, I'm not even that good. I don't actually know what I want to do against SD thieves. Supposedly, there's a method of moving counterclockwise or always moving left when because his lastness will move him right, and apparently he'll be good. So anyway, we pressure him. We know we're low on cooldowns. We port. We move back to this node because it's been securing great victories for us. There's two of them. We don't know if they want to fight it. Here I'm actually plus thief, so we know this is going to be really quick. We own close. Probably the better rotation for me, by the way, would be to go close and just sit there. That's the win of the game. This is a riskier play. I've left my allied Mesmer on the other side of the map, this guy over here. I've left him vulnerable to being outnumbered. Basically, if the red team was smart, they'd all push this right now. They'd kill him, they'd newt, and then they'd play for the last-ditch attempt while this guy kites like a god around. That's the punish for my poor rotation there. But we come here, we newt. We've still got close. My allied Mesmer is playing perfectly, by the way. He's realizing sometimes it's okay not to do anything in Conquest, and particularly as the end of the game rolls in, that is the safest play right now. So he does that. We hold this newt. The thief gets the kill. The thief is pushed off, so I pressure, I guess? Question mark. Don't know why I jumped over there. Dumb play. Maybe I was just scared of the Scourge. I wanted to secure that. With the stomp, we get 5 points, and there you go. That's the end of the game. So there you go. Bonus clip. Game of the day, a little bit more of Power Sword Mirage. Hope you guys enjoyed. That's the game of the day. Thanks very much for watching. And I hope to have more cool stuff coming up for you very shortly. Like I say, just a bit of a busy day. So it might be a couple of days between them. And yeah, we'll see. By the way, if you are interested in more content like this, I'll put a link in the description to a Thief player who's been doing something very similar and understands the game very well. So in the days that I'm not doing this, maybe you want to check his channel out if he's consistent with them. There you go, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon.